Well, then here's the fourth trend, global communication. You know what it says in Revelation 11? People all over the world will see the two witnesses' dead bodies, and those who dwell on the earth, which happens to be every human that's alive happens to be dwelling on the earth. We have some that are under the earth, that are in Hades, and we have glorified ones that are up with the Lord in heaven. But all living humans dwelling on the earth are going to see an event at the same time. How do they do that? Well, look at yesterday at 4:30 p.m. I took this screenshot. All the blue is every Facebook user. Look at that. They're out there in the middle of the Pacific. They're out there in the way southern Atlantic. They're way southern in the Indian Ocean. I mean, you can see every continent. You can see every island. And look at the dark ones. I mean, everyone was at 4:30 yesterday on Facebook. They're probably watching, Russia invading the Ukraine. But look what the sociologists are saying. 73% of adults can't imagine going a whole day without what Bloomberg called yesterday their pacifier. That's what it said. It said that the phone is becoming the adult pacifier, that everybody just needs that all the time. Well, that's what the Bible said, global communication. Then number 5 is global pandemics. Do I need to say anything about that? Look what Luke 21:11 says. It says there will be pestilences. Do you remember the pestilence? Yeah, I know it's waning, and I know that the variants and people aren't as afraid anymore, and the mask rules are going down. But will we ever forget the 2 lost years of our lives through COVID? And then, they're talking about, what if Ebola spread like COVID did, and it just started flying around the world? The lethality is much greater for that. How about number 6? God predicts in Revelation 13 that there will be global digital money and a global tracking system. What is that? Well, the Antichrist actually it's the false prophet, working for the Antichrist, all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to get a mark on their right hand or forehead. That's what the mark of the beast is. It's a literal mark caused at a literal time in the future. That means you cannot have that mark today. Okay, I hope that calms some of your hearts. Verse 17, that no one may buy or sell anywhere on earth except one who has the mark of the name of the beast, the number of his name. So that number is tied to buying and selling. So number is digital, buying and selling is money, and not buying and selling, if you don't have that, means he's tracking you. Now, how is that possible? Oh, we didn't even think of that. Contact tracing. Do you remember that back in COVID? Google and Apple said, we're going to combine all your address books and the fact that cell phones always know where you are, and we know when your 2 phones are close enough, and we're going to see if you have contacted someone that had COVID. Instantly, they had the details of half of Earth. Those are the ones that use Google and Apple, and they were looking at their location on their right hand or their forehead. Look at this. Do you remember facial recognition? You know what facial recognition does? It's just a biometric looking at your eyes and your face, your forehead, your mouth, and it tracks you. We're so used to that. That's how we open our smartphones. That's how biometric data, you get into all secure facilities. Well, look what can happen with it. China recently launched an app where citizens can say, I just heard my neighbor express a mistaken opinion. Now, look up at me for a second and think about that. What's going to happen when you're at a coffee shop doing your 52 Greatest Chapters study and writing in your notebook, and you have started picking up a conversation with the person next to you who asked why you're reading the Bible? So you share your testimony and the plan of salvation, and you offer them a gospel tract. Now think about the future. If they didn't like that, they're going to have an app, and they're going to say, this person at Starbucks, snap a picture, just had a mistaken opinion about me. They thought I was a poor, lost sinner headed to destruction and needing God. And I don't, believe in any of that. And so I want to report them. Look back at the slide. You say, was that possible? It's already possible in China. And look what's coming. Facial recognition is the routine policing tool in America. When they put together all the traffic cams and all of the security cams and everything else, I mean, you watched any of the, movies, action movies these days, it's kind of like a part of every movie. But did you know it's not movie, it's reality. No one can buy or sell. The Antichrist is going to use all these tools. And what about digital money? Did you know cryptocurrency, despite its recent drop, is now worth more than all currency of the United States in circulation? And now the Treasury Department is working with MIT, and they're going to make a digital dollar. No more counterfeiting. And it isn't just the police that are watching us. Look at all these doorbells and all these, hey, Alexa, Siri, help me. And cars have trackers. You can't rent a car without a tracker. And all cars are going to have trackers. And every phone is being tracked. Our phones, our laptops, even our doorbells. Do you know how your data is being collected? That's just a newspaper article.